Welcome to the Dyson's Effect.
A show about everyday situations, issues, and topics we talk about and give our opinions.
We may even listen to yours.
We are your hosts, Johnny
and Theresa,
also known as Mr. and Mrs. Dyson.
Hey. We're back. This is Johnny.
And this is Theresa.
And this is another episode of the
Dyson's Effect.
So, we got an interesting topic that is different. This is interesting. We're going to talk about the new time frame, the new day and age of what we are with the new law of the Juneteenth holiday, so to speak, right, baby? Mm-hmm. So, as always, we celebrate Juneteenth. We don't really celebrate the 4th of July as much. I mean, we celebrate the 4th of July as far as not being able or not going to work. But we might spend time with family. One of my family members that now has passed, birthday was on the 4th of July. So we used to spend time with them. But we really didn't do a lot of fireworks or 4th of July, quote unquote.
Barbecuing.
Yeah, festivities like and all that. So we really, we kind of hone in more to spending more time with or celebrating Juneteenth in many different aspects of life. So, but what's different this year is I guess President Biden decided to make it a national holiday. First of all, when I seen it, I ain't believe it. I mean, what about you?
I mean, I believe that I seen it, so I knew they had did it. I just didn't expect it, I guess, to be as quick as they did it. I get it. It's a good thing, but for me, I feel like it is going to be now commercialized like the 4th and all the other national holidays.
Yeah.
For them to make money off of it.
Well, kind of rightfully so. I mean, that's another way for businesses to survive, but that's just another sneaky way for them to monetize off of something. But I mean, even if a business don't believe in Thanksgiving, they're going to have a Thanksgiving, like furniture stores have a Thanksgiving sale, for lack of better words. So, I don't know. This is interesting. The national holiday.
Like my job, they'll say like, Happy Juneteenth or whatever, but they announced as well that we'll have that day off. But we don't know since it'll be a Sunday, like I think we'll get that Monday after off. Or I don't know.
Something like that.
Something like that. Friday or Monday. It'll be one of those days. So that'll be cool because we already get a lot of paid holidays. So, and we're off 2 weeks for Christmas. So it's not too many jobs like that.
That is cool. As far as holiday wise. I wonder what all place of businesses will make sure they honor that. Like, for example, like the bank. You know how the bank is. The bank is one of the most, people may not understand it, banking is one of the very vital things as far as being open. A lot of banks may not be open on Juneteenth. Like, so, you got to figure if the bank not open on it, that means really everything. Like, even I can't remember the holiday, but Walmart was open on that holiday. So like, yeah, that'd be like I think it was Easter or something like that. Walmart was open on Easter or something like that, and I think Kroger's were not like it's a big deal or whatever, but you got to think about it. Will they be open, or will they open like half of the hours, or will they be open? You see what I'm saying? Like how
Well,
big?
usually for the 4th, everything is open, so they may close a little early, but not comparing it to the 4th of July, but kind of, sort of.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
So I'm sure they'll be open. They may not even, like you said, a lot of places may not even honor it.
They might not even honor it.
Yeah.
And, because we still have a lot of racist people still in charge of a lot of these companies. I got to look up this joke I heard Trevor Noah did. It was about how the people didn't want to vote it in. They wanted to keep it going. It was some. I don't want to mess the joke up, but it was funny because it went by the numbers and everything. But I didn't hear him say it, so I could probably interpret it better if I look it up. But I think this is an interesting time for us to have Juneteenth as a holiday. Out of one of the worst times we've been in because of the COVID pandemic situation. The thing that was good that came out of it was the exploitation of racism that everyone's saying. And I think that racism ties into the Juneteenth holiday. I think that people already knew about racism and they already seen it. They might have already experienced it. But sometimes it takes certain things to hit you different for you to pay attention to it. Like, and reality has to sink in a little bit more on you for you to be like, oh, okay, all right, okay, all right. Like this, I don't want to throw in any other groups and compare them to black people, but when certain other groups, when people don't understand their plight until they hear their experience. Right, when you hear these different other groups are saying these things has happened to them and they've been going through this for this amount of years, if they've never heard it, how could someone understand it? Or even more so, like the documentaries about these things that's going on with these different types of peoples and these different type of cultures, and so it's like they know racism was there, but when they see it, it's like, okay, now we got to say something, and not saying that helped or it's even better now or that wasn't wrong. I'm just saying that's a good possibility of what had happened.
So I think when George Floyd got killed, a lot of other races was like, oh, it's a problem. I think that was like the light bulb for some reason that went off in their head, like, oh, racism is a problem. For those that I guess felt like they never seen it, or whatever doubt they may have had, or I think when that happened, it was like, okay, yeah, something needs to be done about this.
And also, as the saying go, as America goes, so goes the rest of the world, right? So with that being said, if you think about it, when that happened, it wasn't just protesters that was in this city or in this city or in this state or in this state. It actually protests that was all over the world. So they were showing protesters in different countries. So if the George Floyd situation sparked protests from all over the world, that just think about that for a minute. If the George Floyd situation sparked protests all over the world, and to spot a bigger spotlight on racism, now people can look at it and get a not a bird's eye view, a up close view to, oh, this is what's going on. So if they've been hit with that racism, if they've been hit with these different, because I hear about racism from all over the world, it's ridiculous. So when you hear about that and different racism that's going on, if America is going to be the first one to acknowledge Juneteenth, if America is going to be the first one to acknowledge it, it says something to the rest of the world and other countries. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So I think that was very pivotal, just from the beginning of that point. That's just from that standpoint. Like, if America says something like, okay, you other countries, like, okay, now even though I disagree with it, but now they can start rolling the ball towards whatever ideologies they may have. You know, I don't know. It's interesting though.
Yeah. Yeah, but also a lot of people, they may know now because of, them making it a federal holiday, but there was still a lot of places that didn't celebrate Juneteenth. There's still a lot of people that don't actually know what Juneteenth is.
Sad to say, you're right.
We didn't celebrate it when we were in Ohio because Jay didn't celebrate it. But when we moved to Georgia, they celebrated it. It wasn't as big as it is now. It seems like every year it gets a little bigger. But when we first started going to it, it was...
Explain the first time we went?
I don't remember what year.
The first time we went, it was just like a little get-together they had at a park.
Yeah, like it wasn't...
They had a little get-together. They had like a little park. It was just like a little park they had by somewhere. And it's still always themed the same. It was always Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Juneteenth was always on those 3 days. And it's always around Father's Day, of course. So it was always around those days. So it was at a park. And it wasn't that big. We just wanted to, I think we went. And it looked like it wasn't as organized. But it wasn't bad. It was for kids and all that. Kids painting, and it was like a little small festival. Like it wasn't that big. It wasn't that bad. The following year we went. That's when we went to sit in front of Walmart down there by Clark Atlanta University. And that day they were going to have the parade, and the parade is from a certain street that goes all the way, through the black colleges and everything. But it's also like the little kids, little cheerleading kids, the little black schools and the marching bands and all that. They come through this area and they parade. So that was all right. And then that also was a following of to get together at a park. Nothing big, nothing major, just nice. They had food there, and just really wasn't nothing. So the next year, it was at the Home Depot.
Home Depot backyard.
For people that don't know what the Home Depot backyard. The Home Depot backyard is like a little area right outside the stadium that Home Depot fixed up for you to basically sit outside or to do what they call it when they watch the game from outside, tailgating. So if you want to do tailgating or what have you, Home Depot set up like a little grass area, and for everybody to sit and watch the game if need be, or to sit out there and barbecue, whatever. So this area, a nice big area, they set up a stage. They set up a little area where the vendors can come, and people. It was almost set up like a. Like I won't say like streets, but like little walkways, so you could walk down one vendor and go back and forth to that. So people were selling clothes, many different food, drinks, ice cream, Italian ice, little things in remembrance of Juneteenth, little things in remembrance of a lot of the black leaders that we have. And that one they also had a lot of big artists that was performing for free. So that was the big one we had. That was amazing. That was nice, and that was for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think the Case came out and sung. One of the groups from Nappy Roots came out and sung. He sung one of his songs. Somebody else came. Um, One of the members, Eddie. He kills it every time we see him. The original artist. So that was kind of, to me, that was kind of big and epic because the area it was from, it's like near downtown, right next to the stadium. It was kind of really, really big, and it wasn't nothing negative going on. It wasn't any fights, anything. Of course, the police was down there, but it wasn't bad. And last year it was a COVID, so they canceled it.
No, they had it. But
They had it,
I
but-
forgot where. It was at a small park.
Oh yeah, it was smart. I don't think it was big.
But by the time we found out about it, because at first they were saying it was canceled, and then last minute I
I think it
seen
was
they
last
had
minute,
it.
but I don't think it was as big.
No, it was at a. I forgot what park it was, but it was a small park in Atlanta.
So this year, it was at Centennial Park, now Centennial Olympic Park, in remembrance of when the Olympic Games that came here. So it was at that park, and if anyone has been here or seen that park, that's a very, very, very beautiful big park. Water, nice long grass. It's in the middle of the CNN building and the aquatic center, and it has a lot of restaurants and everything around. It's beautiful, very beautiful. So that's where it was at this time, and they put up a stage. It was amazing. It was nice. So this year we didn't go Friday because it rained.
No, Friday it did not rain.
Friday it did not rain.
Saturday it rained, and we went.
Yes, and it wouldn't stop raining. But before that, people were still out there whether it was raining or not. Though that was interesting though. Like people were like, it was off and on rain, but people kept coming, leaving. There was a lot of stuff that was going on. The rain just messed up a lot of stuff that day. So we went. That was for Saturday when we went. Friday we wanted to go down there, but it was just too much. Saturday, that's when they had all that rain. Some nice artists that was there. It was a nice, like a rock and roll guy. He was all right. And there's a couple other people that was nice for that Saturday. It was okay. It was all right. It was raining. The incomparable Dr. Umar Afatunde Johnson spoke on Friday.
No, that was Saturday, man.
I mean Saturday. Yeah,
We didn't go Friday.
Yeah, spoke on Saturday. And people were still out there to listen to him talk while it was raining. I might put up a post about it because I think I got some of the stuff that he was saying. We did have a few people that disagree with him because of the scam and all that stuff that, from his issues that they had with Dr. Umar Johnson and his school situation and all that. But that still was a decent day. But the next day, Sunday was nice, wasn't it?
We ended up going back.
We ended up going back Sunday.
Sunday it didn't rain. It actually was kind of warm out there.
Yeah, it was kinda warm
Sunday
out there
it ended up being warm, but it was nice. Who was the group in the white?
It was
The Ohio players.
The unofficial Ohio players. It's kind of like they was members, but sometimes members come and go back and forth. I guess they was the unofficial Ohio players, but they knew all the songs and sung all the songs just like them.
Then the guy with the violin.
With the violin, I don't know what that was. That was crazy. Like he was killing it. Some guy with a violin that was making the violin sing, and he was playing a lot of hip hop songs, R&B songs, and had a band with him, and came out to the crowd playing, and you couldn't tell them that he had the whole crowd singing along with him, and he was doing his thing. I wish I could get his name, but I don't know his name. But he was doing his thing. He was killing it. So, in a nutshell, what about food? Did you get any good vegan food?
Saturday, no. Um, what I bought was nasty. To me, I didn't like it. So we ended up leaving there and getting food. But Sunday, as I was on my way back to say I couldn't find vegan food, because usually the last time we went, they had like so many vegan vendors we couldn't even choose.
Yes.
But for some reason, they were slim to none this year.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know if they just didn't sign up for it. I don't know, but if I could leave that as a suggestion, I would. But so I ended up walking past this one girl table, and I was like, "Does say vegan?" She was like, "Yeah, everything vegan." I was like, "Oh, let me try it." It was really good. Her macaroni was good. She made vegan skewers. I guess it's supposed to be. Yeah, shish kebab. Um, but her meat wasn't soy or anything out of a package. She made it, and then she had vegan Salisbury steak and this gravy and garlic mashed potatoes.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
all of it was pretty good.
And that'd be the thing. You be wanting to get your eat on.
Yeah, I only went to eat.
Otherwise.
I could stay at home.
So, but the last one, but to put emphasis more on what you said, oh, that's what it was. We went to that year. We went to that Father's Day thing when Dr. Bobby Price was speaking. So the same people that was there was also at the vegan. Was also at the Juneteenth festival. And as I said before, we are a little spoiled when it comes to vegan food because we eat literally almost the same thing, and we eat a lot of vegan soul food, and we eat like I will argue and say some of the best vegan food in compared to a lot of different places. So like we be wanting to eat. Like I remember one time we had what was it? Vegan. What did they call it? Natty. It was like vegan oxtails or something. Like we had vegan oxtails. One time we have like this lady had this black rice. For people that have never seen any black rice, the black rice was ridiculous. The black rice was so good, she sold out of the black rice. Now, word to advice for anybody that when you go to these places, sometimes it's where the long lines are at. Sometimes that is good. But it's also like who is selling out of their food the fastest. And when I told you she sold out of her black rice, that black rice was, oh man, it was good.
And I tried to make some black rice. It didn't taste the same.
I think it's with her seasoning because I think they Haitian too, so like they know how.
Yeah, I think it was like a Haitian black rice.
Yeah, they was a Haitian.
Like I could eat the rice by itself.
Yeah, it was a Haitian mother and son business, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was amazing. It was really good, really good. But with that being said, now that this is a holiday, this is my thing. For one, especially, I don't really care about racist people that much. I mean, I think they are gonna be who they are, and they are. I don't think they're gonna ever go away. I think something is ingrained with hate that is gonna always be someone racist. And it's always gonna be racist white people. And I just accepted the fact. I'm fine with it. If I'm wrong, I'm fine with being wrong. But you know how racist people or white people or people that look down on black people say, well, you guys already have A, B, and C. Like, why are you complaining? So I think this is another one of those things that they're going to throw up in black people's face. Like, you guys already get government assistance or something like that. Like, now you get a holiday to get government assistance. Like, it's going to be something.
And the thing with that is more Caucasians are on government assistance. Like, it's...
Yeah, population-wise, yes.
Yeah, but...
Population-wise, yeah. But you know how
Yeah, I think there are people I seen before I deactivated. There were a couple Caucasians that were a little upset about it and was saying why they didn't get this or they didn't get something, and I'm just like, it's always something.
It's always gonna be something.
So
And the thing that is interesting is that, you know, I don't. It's a reason why they turned this into a holiday. Like, I don't trust them. I don't trust Democrats. I don't trust Republicans. I don't trust no politician. I believe all of them fake. All of them, and it's all about money. When you start tracing the money, all of them sit and chill with each other and talk with each other, and they do all this fake stuff on TV, and they go have lunch afterwards. I don't believe none of them when it comes to that stuff. And I just believe that when it came to this, it's almost like, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Now they waiting to see what's gonna happen. Like, okay, all right, black people, we did this for y'all. Come on, let's see if we can get A, B, and C done. Like, it's something up their sleeve, and I don't trust it. And I wouldn't be surprised if something came out, maybe not in 6 months, maybe not in a couple years, but later on down the line, because I know from what I read, when you do some research, the people and the powers that be, they plan things out 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Like, it's people that has been waiting just to hear this out. It's people that has just been waiting patiently for the marijuana laws to come in their state. And it's been already like 20, 30 years. And they're not even on the list yet. They're patiently waiting. They got their money. They just, as soon as they come, we're going to blow up. And they're fine. And I'm just speaking about marijuana aspect of it. So when it comes to these laws, the powers that be, they got something waiting right up their sleeves. Be like, okay, we're just going to slowly tiptoe over here. Because a lot of people, attention spans are really, really short. They forget real easy. They forget real quick. And then many people don't read. They believe everything that's on TV. They believe everything that's on social media. So it's something that, like, they like, oh, well, they did this, and they think this Juneteenth holiday is a good gesture. Like, they think, oh man, this is something that we really need. I don't know what comes with it yet, so I can't really debate if this is good or bad. I don't know what comes with it yet. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna get commercialized where the government is making money off of it.
That too, of course. But I mean the other stuff. Like, it's something else that's gonna come with this. Like, I know it is. I know when you read, like, okay, I give you an example. When you read how they passed the National Bank Act law, like, they wasn't supposed to pass the law, but they said we'll come back and debate, and it's Friday, and they hurried up and everybody came in Saturday and voted for it. Now we have a national bank law that's been in law. Like, stuff like that happened, and don't nobody care, don't nobody read, don't nobody research, they don't know any of this stuff that has been going on. So now we have a law that was sneakily done, and people think it's not a big issue. Like, a bank don't have to, and this is just one of the issues I'm using that example. Like, a bank don't have to have the money to lend it out. If a bank, they only have to have 10% of what they got. So let's use simple small numbers. So a bank, if it has $100, if a bank only have to have $10 to loan someone $100. So they're gonna get that 100 back, even though they ain't have the whole 100. You see what I'm saying? How they get to make money hand over fist like that over and over and over. They don't have to have that money in the bank. And it's a lot of stuff. And I'm just using that as an example. So just think about the things and the laws when you go to read these books, the Black Law Dictionary. When you go to reading the etymology books, the etymology dictionary of where words originated from. When you go to reading that, then you go to reading how certain things happen. No one said anything. No one said anything. And I'm not talking about these new laws. That's an issue. They are of some concern. But I'm talking about the big ones that will probably never come off the books. That's what I'm talking about. The stuff that changes, the stuff that that's gonna be hard for people to hear, but people like the Halliburtons, the people that make money. Like, I'm not talking about the people that have generational money that changes the world. Like, that's what I'm talking about. What's the name of the company, the family that funded both sides of the war? I'm talking about them people. Them people, like, them the ones I'm talking about, like, that make a difference. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about the people that got a little piece of change, a few millions of people that got 3, 4, 500 million. I ain't talking about that. So I think those are the things that's gonna come with why they passed this bill. Like, what's up? What's really up this sleeve? I don't know, man. This is an interesting time. Like, it's more confusing for me than anything. I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I'm lost for words. I don't know if this is a good thing for our grandson or a bad thing. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing for our children. I don't know. I gotta sit back and see how this thing play out. Like, I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, same. I don't know. I mean, there could be a hidden motive behind it. It may not be. I guess we'll see. I think it's all about money at the end of the day. So I think they seen that they can get paid, make some money off of it. Why not make it a national or federal holiday?
Right. The Roth. That's what I was thinking about. The Rothschilds, those rich mugs that funded both. For anybody that don't know about them, just read about the J.P. Morgan and Chase family. Just read this stuff that's out there. Don't believe nothing I'm saying. Just go out there and read. And I think these people are the ones that are the movers and the shakers. The ones that say yay and nay at different things. And to the point that they don't even be involved in that stuff, because some stuff is on autopilot. Right? So they might not even be involved in certain stuff, because certain stuff is just going to happen anyway. Like, why should they worry about that? Like, so, like, yeah, we got whatever they're doing, they'll fall right into our little hands. So yeah, I just don't know about this Juneteenth stuff. It's too weird. It's I don't know. It's kind of weird. Even though I know it's coming out of the George Floyd situation, coming out of this pandemic, is one of the things that I said that is a good thing that has happened out of this pandemic for us to pay attention, for us to start loving each other more, and so on and so forth. Yes, that is a possibility, but I also see it as, why is that so? And then, hey, you're a reader, reading certain things about history, reading certain things about stuff that has went on in the past. I go by factual stuff that has happened in the past. Like, someone can say, well, that wouldn't happen. They could be right, but I go by documentation of what's been proven before. So that's just hard.
Yeah.
I mean, what we didn't think about was, I wonder what people older than us think about it. That's the interesting question. Like, did you...
Those that were in slavery, or...
Well, not so to speak, but people like your mother age, or like your Uncle Johnny age. What is their opinion on it? Do they think it's a good thing? I don't want to pick at anyone right now. This is going to sound a little negative when I say this, but I'm going to still say it. even the people that's old. Me and CJ, your cousin Craig, was having this conversation a while back, and he kind of was like upset a little bit because all this information is out here, and nobody told us nothing. And I had to explain, like, sometimes our families get caught into just the hustle and bustle. They didn't read as much. The information we finding out and read, it's old information that they didn't get privy to. But as we spoke about before, generations get smarter and smarter, and times get easier to find information. So maybe the information wasn't out there. But, some older people, they okay with not knowing about certain stuff. They just gonna live their life, makes them know never mind, and they just gonna do what they got to do. It's like it's really not a big deal to them. It's really not a big deal. For a lot of older people. But it also goes with the stuff that they've seen in the past. We haven't seen what they seen. The horror stories that they grew up with. Sometimes they get used to just staying out of the way for some.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It would be interesting to hear their opinion on it, or what they think about it, or do they even care at this point?
Now, it's interesting right around the same time, or ironic, however a person may look at it, that the killer of George Floyd got sentenced as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he got sentenced to, 22
22
and a half years. Some people are satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are not.
Saying he should have got life, which I knew they wasn't going to give him life.
Yeah, he was a policeman.
Yeah.
If you know a little bit, you don't have to know a lot, but you know a little bit about the law, they're going to give him some type of...
And I wonder how long he gonna even stay in that.
And will he appeal it and get it half as much? Because I think they said the max was like 15. Mm. But if you know a little bit about the law, they're gonna try and help out another policeman. That's for one. And then for two, not just that. If you've been in the military and you do a crime, and they be like, okay, well, he served our country. Okay, instead of doing, I'll get him a little slack. I'll give him like certain stuff like that. You'll get a little slack, not a lot, but you'll get a little slack. So, if you've been a policeman in the system, he's going to get a little break. But if you've been a military, also like some person that they will respect coming in the court system, you'll get a little bit. I mean, people may not understand. Like he's still getting 20 some years, but he didn't get life. I mean. Because I guess it's how it's portrayed in the media too. I think that's what it is. I don't know. I just think that I don't know. I think this is all an interesting time right now. Think about it. That George Floyd situation was in the middle of the pandemic, but that sparked all the
everything
racism.
Else. That's
you know what I'm saying?
And
ironically, we get the Juneteenth holiday right around the same time that he got sentenced, which kind of, marks history a little bit. Not historically.
Yeah, but the people that stormed the Capitol, they getting off with like probation and shit like that. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, but I'm using this as an example.
If those was black people, they would have been dead or they would have been going to prison.
Yeah, I'm using the George Floyd and the police situation as a time of history because the Rodney King situation was. Based on history when it comes to that. Rodney King, they still talk about that till this day. So, and they still talk about the situation that led up to the Rodney King situation. I think a little girl got killed and so much stuff that was going on in California at that time. So, granted, if that was going on, that's still a part of history. That time and all the way till the policemen got off to the riot and so on, like all that time frame that's marked in history right now. So I think that's what I'm using it as an example. Like this might be marked in history as far as the George Floyd situation. Now, as in comparison, what you're saying about majority of them people. I think that was a good setup. I think they set that up on purpose. And the jury's still out on why. I'm still, because I don't read a lot of tabloid stuff, and I don't read a lot about those situations and the people that got involved. But for some reason,
Yeah, it was an inside job.
yeah, it was okay for them to do it, and no one got killed.
Right.
That's what I'm wondering. No one got killed. If anybody's been to DC, you know you can't even go to certain places in DC.
Right. The National Guard is usually there, I thought, like guarding to where you couldn't even get that close to it.
Yeah, like in different buildings. In different buildings, they have regular security on a regular daily basis. So it's a lot. I don't know. It was just a lot of too much stuff going on, and it was just too fishy. It was weird. It was weird. It was weird as hell. I didn't read a lot into it, but if anybody been to DC, first of all, DC has a lot of historical facts and historical buildings, historical stuff going on. It's, a little known, a little small piece of history. If anyone is interested into some of the things that masonry is, there's some interesting history in DC in regards to masons and everything. Just a little bit. If you do your history, you can find that out. If you do your research, you can find that out. But I just think that was interesting. Like, no one got killed. No one got a tase. No one got a gun drawn on them. No, that's interesting. That is very interesting. Which also proves the point of why and how racism is still prevalent to this day. I don't know. It's just, it is all super weird to me about everything that's going on.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I mean, only time will tell what's behind it and what's the motive of these things.
So should we start barbecuing on the Juneteenth? Like having like a big shindig, like invite people over for Juneteenth, like people used to do for the 4th. I don't remember anybody. Well, no, I'll take that back. Lately, having anybody, people,
I don't know.
like start having a big thing for the Juneteenth weekend. As long as they keep having a festival, though, we don't really have to. We can save that little money, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know.
Like fireworks,
Yeah.
and get-togethers.
We never really bought fireworks. We always went and
Watch them. What we was.
and watched them, but like, so I don't know. I don't know if I
We'll do it.
yeah, I don't know. That was a discussion on Sway radio station on XM. Like, they were basically saying like they don't know, like, should they be celebrating this? Should they, like, they just really don't know.
And another thing that was brought up. Now this is interesting. Do we need them to acknowledge a holiday that was ours anyway?
Right.
Like, do we really need them to acknowledge a holiday that was ours anyway? Like, we was already celebrating this, so you gonna make it a national holiday, and then now you get credit for it?
Right.
That's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. So now you gonna get credit for something that we was already celebrating?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, we was already, so now you gonna get credit for it. So now, you know, and then is this a slick thing that Biden is doing so he can go down in history?
Yeah, so he can keep the votes coming his way. I'm sure that's.
I mean, this is slick. Well, not, you know, you're gonna be. I mean, they was already, even though people were saying like certain things about Bill Clinton was this type of president, this type of president. Well, before the scandal, Bill Clinton was already going to be one of the most talked about presidents, right? So with that being said, was this one of them things that he's like, okay, how do I keep his name in good standing, or to keep his name in the air, or to keep his name amongst all the other presidents. Something to think about. Like you can. I mean, I don't know. I have yet to figure this out. I'm going to figure it out. I'll connect a few dots together and see where everything goes. But yeah, this is just interesting. This is an interesting time. This is an interesting time when it comes to Juneteenth. You know, this is an interesting time. Very interesting. But I don't know. But I don't know. I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, Shotty. Gonna wrap it up? You wanna wrap this up? You want me to wrap you up? Put you in some aluminum foil and tie up the top like a little Hershey kiss? No. It is hot in here, you'll melt. But
Feels like heaven in here. It's not hot.
yeah, great. I'm hot. I'm finna take off all of my clothes. But if anybody got any questions, you can email us or DM us. Email us at the DYSON'S@hotmail.com. It's right there at the top. Subscribe to our YouTube page. DM us on our social media pages, the Dyson Effect on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Get in contact with my wife, my beautiful, lovely wife, at I am his Mrs. Dyson. If she don't respond, get in contact with your only, the incomparable, your benevolent coach on all social media, or benevolent coach on Twitter. And we do have some people that emailed us some topics. We will get back in contact with you. Please stay in contact with us. And as always, this is your one and only DJ Johnny D. This is Johnny.
This is Theresa.
And this is another episode of the
Dyson's Effect.
Peace, love, and blessings.